what I've noticed lately is when somebody looks up at somebody like Mike Tyson, or somebody looks up at even somebody in their local gym, or they look up at somebody, you've got to be that person. You've got to look up at yourself.
Yeah, you do.
You've got to do that extra rep in the gym. You've got to do that extra mile. You've got to wake up at that time. You've got to do that extra study. You've got to pick up that book. You've got to do that, because you're not cheating anybody else. You can post it on Instagram. It doesn't matter, because you know you haven't done it.
Yeah,
I can honestly say the last week, 2-3 weeks, I'm walking around and I haven't had a bad day in I don't know how long, because I discipline everything.
Right, no, mate. Yeah, no worries. Well, I just want to just thanks for coming in to start, and yeah, nice to actually meet you. We've been messaging back and forth a bit, isn't it? Yeah. So it's good.
It's mad. It's so many people are reaching out now. It's crazy.
I bet your social media seems to be blowing up, like, doesn't it?
It's crazy. Like,
it's good, though, isn't it? That's what, like, your message is positive. Do you know what I mean? But it's like firm.
Yeah. And that's what will you tell me when it's not rolling out, is it?
Yeah, it's rolling out. Yeah, right. you happy just
right. Okay,
go in like this?
Yeah, it's fine. So what? Yeah, so that's the difference, and that is what I want to get across. So I believe in, like, you can see the way I am now. This is how I come across.
Yeah,
I'm fucking 100 miles an hour, and I'm in your face, and that's what I want to come across. It's you've got to be firm with people.
Yeah,
you've got to be firm with people. But also, I have got that side of me where I know. Do you know what I mean? I know there's that kind side of me where you slow things down, and I understand, and you know, and it all depends on the individual.
Yeah.
Like so how it all started with me with the Bulldog mentality. Obviously that's going to be a massive brand next year. Next year, that is going to be an established brand, and it's going to be big next year. And I got massive plans for the next 5 years regarding Bulldog mentality. And like it's firm. It's in your face. And it all started with Smile with Kyle. So Smile, top bloke. So Smile with Kyle got in touch with me regarding mental health, and he said, obviously, I see the way you're living, blah, blah, blah. You're this bloke that's obviously, you know, happy-go-lucky, blah, blah, blah. And he wanted me to come on and talk to him about coping mechanisms.
Yeah.
And what he didn't realise was that I was struggling.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like, he was like, well, hang on. So you, and I said, yeah. You know, I'm actually in a dark place.
Yeah.
I've just come out of a dark place, but people won't know because you don't post that.
You don't advertise it like
no,
you
don't post that.
You're not ashamed of, but it's something you don't want everyone to know, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, probably, like, I don't know, when it's, for me, I did feel a bit ashamed. You know what I mean? Like, why am I feeling like this? But to everyone else, I'm a bubbly character, like, innit? Exactly. And like you, the same, I would imagine.
Exactly. So, but I'm not, like, I don't care. Like, I don't care. I went up there and opened up, and it just went boom across the Rhondda Valleys. It just went bam. And by me talking about things that I put in place every day that I cope with, because I was diagnosed with high levels of ADHD as a kid, and, you know, Ritalin and etc. And my body races like you wouldn't believe. Like, if I don't put coping mechanisms in, like I speak about in my videos, I speak about it in a bit. If I don't put them in place, I suffer. And this is another thing with Bulldog mentality. I've had a great life. I've asked for nothing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I've had a great upbringing. I've had this, I've had that. I've never wanted for nothing. But it doesn't mean I don't struggle.
Oh, mate.
Do you know what I mean?
Same here, man. I've had, like, parents good as gold, like you said, never had to ask for anything. Do you know what I mean? They good as gold, like, you know, food, clothes, whatever, innit? But it's in your head, isn't it? Like, it is, mate. It's not as simple as...
And it come to a point where my father was even crying. He was saying, you know, normally it's money or normally this. It's not. I said, right, you can't say me this time. This is on me now.
Yeah.
You can't say me this time, Mom. You can't say me this time. You know, I've got to do this myself. And I got in touch with a mindset coach.
Right. Okay.
This is why I believe in Bulldog mentality, and this is why I believe in what I'm going to be doing, and why I believe in it. Because I went to the doctors, and what I believe from doing a lot of studying, a lot of fact-based studying, is what I find with doctors, and I'm not preaching to people, don't go to doctors. Go to the doctors by all means, and by last resort, get in touch with people. You know what I mean? Get in touch with people. I've spoken to 14 people this month.
Yeah.
Give them my techniques, give them a little bit of change in routine, and they've actually 4 of them have come off their medication.
Wow, that's amazing.
Not because I've told them. I haven't told them. They've just, by things.
What are you doing, like, that you can share with them?
Because people are going to doctors, and it's not the doctor's fault. It's not the government's fault. Doctors are just prescribing antidepressants. They're not asking you what job you're in. They're not asking what your background is. They're just prescribing antidepressants. Do you know that 63% of the UK and America that go to the doctors, out of 100%, 63% that go to the doctors for stress and depressing related anxiety, everything, they go, 63% of them do not practice any de-stress techniques.
Yeah.
And that's where I come in. It's like, and the things that I like to twist as well is, it's okay to talk. It's good to talk, and it's okay not to be okay. That's the best thing to come out of mental health now. But what are you going to do about it?
Yeah, you got to put
and
stuff
that's,
in place.
what are you going to do about it? And people might say that's a bit in your face, it's a bit harsh, and I'm not saying to man up. I'd never use the word man up, but it's okay to talk. But what are you going to do about it?
Do you think things aren't going to change unless you're going to change them?
What are you going to do about it?
You got to be active, proactive with it. Like,
yeah, it's okay to talk, but what are you going to do about it? It's okay not to be okay. I agree. But what are we going to do about it? And same with what are we going to do about it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Do you get a lot of people reach out to you?
Now it's getting weekly. It's getting daily. And like I said, when I do these videos, they're literally videos where I have to pull a car over.
I know. I seen that one last. Was it
I
last
have to pull
week?
a car over. Yeah, I have to pull a car over.
I sent that to like a few of my mates and stuff. I think I sent it to Lou as well. It was quality. I was just like, that is what people need to hear, man.
Yeah,
People are wishing their lives away. Like,
wishing lives away, and that's another thing as well. Like, you got to give people a doctor, and some people, and these, some mindful and well-being coaches are amazing, but they're not telling you what you don't want to hear. Yeah. They tell you what you want to hear.
I agree.
And I'm all for. I love all self-love. I do gratitude every morning. So every morning, what I've started doing, I'll wake up. I don't check my phone. I check in with myself. So I'll wake up. I don't check my phone. I check in with myself, because without going too deep, whatever, I believe there's 2 sides of you. There's 2 people inside you. And there's one that's there, and then there's another one that you need to. And Matthew McConaughey speaks about it a lot. I read about Green Light. Matthew McConaughey speaks about it a lot. Giving yourself permission. Getting up. So I get up in the morning. And I don't touch my phone. And I sit up, whatever, touch my phone, and I check in with myself. What's today going to be like? How are you feeling? Today's going to be a good day before I touch anything. And, give myself permission to feel good. Do you know what I mean? What did I do yesterday? Great making. It was a great day yesterday. What have I got planned today? I know in my head what my day is, because like my coping mechanisms, I plan my day. So when I get out of bed, my clothes are set out for me. My bag is set out for me. My pants, my box, my AirPods are set out for me on a certain playlist. everything. My pint of water's by the side of my bed. I'm like I done my video. I'm winning before I get up.
You step ahead, like
I'm a step ahead. So like I said, I referred it to Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson walking into a ring. He's won before he already got in.
Yeah, definitely.
Anxiety, depression. That's not beating me.
No,
that's not beating me.
The thing is, I don't know about you, but when I get up in the morning some days for work, I haven't done any of that stuff, and I'm like rushing around, and my day is off to a bad start straight away. And whereas like,
so what I do, I purposely sabotage and test. So I treat myself as my own study. Yeah. Okay, what better person than to test yourself than me? So I'll purposely not plan a day just to see, and it goes all to. You know what I mean? It goes tits up. It goes tits up.
Yeah.
So I won't set anything out. I won't plan my diary. And then when I wake up, I remember I had a clicker. I borrowed a clicker from an old, when I used to be on the doors, I borrowed a clicker. I paced the living room 177 times in really, 45 minutes because I didn't plan nothing. Do you know what I mean? And there's a lot of people out there. I tell you what I done with a lot of people, which is bog standard. So many people, like I said, with the 62% of people who are going to doctors and stuff like that, and who are basing themselves with depression and anxiety, and not doing anything about it. They literally just getting up, I'm bad, etc. There's people who literally could cut sugar out of their morning routine. You know what I mean? I don't drink coffee in the morning now.
Yeah.
I don't drink no sugar. There's people who can just literally twist two little things, and they've said, "Fuck, Kyle, I'm fine."
Mate, it sounds crazy to most people, right? But like when I'm like in a bad place, I can convince myself going for that run, that's probably not going to sort it out, but it definitely is. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just taking them little steps. Like you said, one or two things could be the key to unlocking your happiness, and you don't even know it.
Don't even know it.
And you think like, oh, I do need these antidepressants. Some people do. Like I'm no way like saying
100%,
otherwise.
100%.
But there's definitely room for like, you got to try these other things.
Yeah. Or even if people are on the antidepressants, still do these things.
Yeah, they're only going to help.
Yeah, they're only going to help. You know what I mean? So it's like it's. I preach. I'm probably gonna do a video on it. I preach so much discipline equals freedom because Jocko Willink changed my life.
Class, mate.
He changed my life. And what people don't realize by that, one day it hit me. I started doing my coping mechanisms. I started doing things that challenged me. And I remember one day I woke up. I can't put my slippers on, see. I've explained this before. I can't put my slippers on. This another thing with Bulldog mentality. I ask certain single mothers, you'd be surprised, single mothers have a lot of trouble. I deal with a lot of single mothers, and the first thing I say to them is, when you take the kids to school, what are you wearing? They say pajamas. Cut that. You put trainers on. You put trousers on, because your mind is automatically, if I put my slippers on, my mind is thinking, Kyle, nah, you're not relaxing.
Chill day today, I'm not doing anything.
You're not doing anything.
Yeah.
My mind will race. So by prepping everything, you're ready to go. And little things like that have changed so many women's lives just by not putting. Do you know what I mean? One woman, she's obviously I can't disclose, but obviously she won't mind me speaking about it. I call it the earn your dressing gown. Okay, right. So I said, what do you do when you wake up in the morning? She said her sleep was all, and everything was all to cock like an owl. And I said, so what do you put on when you wake up? I knew what her answer was. She said, I put my dressing gown on, innit? I said, okay, right. So we're gonna change this. So we're gonna earn your dressing gown. You're not putting that dressing gown on until 7, 8 o'clock in the night until you've done this, blah, blah, blah. So we switched it up. And then when she got up in the morning, she had a cold shower. She swapped her coffee for 12 ounces of water, some lemon and some salt. She done a workout. We put a few other things in it, give her a clean meal, etc., that blah, blah, blah. Cut a lot of sugar down. And then by 7, when all the kids were in bed and everything like that, then she'd put a dressing gown on. I spoke to her 7 days later, and she said she had beautiful sleep and everything, because she was constantly. But I said to her, this is the thing with discipline equals freedom as well. If you don't have that cold shower, or if you don't do that workout, you don't put your dressing gown on. Yeah. But I can't do that for you. Only you can do that.
Got to grab hold of it, haven't you, with both hands and like.
Only you can do that. You know what I mean? And you've got to. What I've noticed when I said there's two people inside of you as well is what I've noticed lately is when somebody looks up at somebody like Mike Tyson, or somebody looks up at even somebody in their local gym, or they look up at somebody, you've got to be that person. You've got to look up at yourself.
Yeah, you do.
You've got to do that extra rep in the gym. You've got to do that extra mile. You've got to wake up at that time. You've got to do that extra study. You've got to pick up that book. You've got to do that because you're not cheating anybody else. You can post it on Instagram. It doesn't matter because you know you haven't done it.
Yeah,
I can honestly say the last week, 2-3 weeks, I'm walking around and I haven't had a bad day in I don't know how long because I discipline everything. I put all my coping mechanisms in place and I make sure I do them. I even feel guilty by not doing them now.
Was there a time where you thought you could have such a streak of good days?
It got to a point where, and this is why I'm doing what I'm doing now. It got to a point where, with me, it's 50% mental health, but also 50% I want to be a motivational speaker. I want to be a motivational speaker, and that was I believe that's my purpose in life. And obviously, I read a book called Ikigai, and I was going through life, just going through day by day, floating, didn't really know, just taking it by. There was no purpose there. Yeah. And then it just clicked through the bad time where my mind was racing so much. I couldn't even cook a meal. Because my mind was racing, my body was racing so much. I was worrying about my hats upstairs. I was worrying about this, that. But not even worries. No money worries. No worries. Just constant boomf.
Yeah.
And I had my blood work done, and the doctor laughed and she said that your serotonin levels are the highest I've ever seen, which is a happy hormone. Yeah. But my mind was racing so much that I'd be the kitchen cooking. I couldn't focus on the cooking. I'd be 7 different places. Seven different places. I'd wake up in the morning, 4 o'clock, be sick, I'd spew. But it all boils down to when I was a kid as well. So during Christmas Day, I'd be sick I'd running down the stairs, be sick.
Was it? Yeah.
I get excited now, but I learned to use my cortisol levels. I used to learn the excitement, use the excitement to run, to grapple, or to write things, or I use it to my thing. But it got to a point. Where I went to the doctors. I decided to hold my hands up and try the antidepressants, and I remember the feeling where I wanted to harm myself, and that's when it clicked for me. This is real. This is real. I never understood it before. Yeah. I never understood how somebody could harm themselves. And I remember being in the house, and I drove home. I was going to crash my car. And I remember thinking, if I get out of the car and just punch the window, the pain would go from my head. And I got through the door, broke down in front of my mother, chucked her the keys and said, look, take the keys off me. And I thought, this is what it is. This is why people do this, to get out of there.
Oh, man, yeah, it's overwhelming, and it's that overwhelming feeling of like too much going on. When I'm feeling like that and I'm driving, you just literally want to take yourself off the road, don't you? It's scary.
And that was that for me then. It was like, whoa, Jesus. But it was hitting 30. Obviously, I beat like we were speaking before. I don't know with cameras we speaking. I wasted my 20s.
Yeah,
I had a great 20s regarding partying wise, but I wasted my 20s. I was sitting on. I'm a fully qualified PT, which I'm going to base this off now. My level 3 PTN will be added with so much courses next year. But I was sitting on that. I was doing nothing with it. Because I was partying so much, I never really slowed down. Got to 30, realised matured, slowed down. That's when everything started to really hit me then. Regarding just life was going too fast for me.
Yeah.
Going too fast.
Like, it's crazy, isn't it, how much your head has got to play with it. And I think like people don't address it necessarily, do they?
No, don't address it. And this is the problem as well. People are not addressing it, and they're not doing nothing about it. the best thing about it now is like it's crazy. People are actually messaging people now, like me and Kyle. So Smile with Kyle, same again. He's having loads of messages. He represents Andy's Man Club. He's picked me to be his facilitator as well, which I enjoy. On a Monday night, we do a mental health group, which has only been going for 2 weeks, and just through that, and through my videos, and through being open with my coping mechanisms, the amount of people who are talking. Do you know what I mean? The amount of people are talking and are saying, right, Kyle, this, whatever. So this week, I've had 3 males contact me this week who you'd never think in a million years would be struggling. And they've asked me for some for techniques and some advice. I've given them some advice, and it could be just a little less of advice. Do you know what I mean? But it's mad. I think it's, and I could be just, wrong for saying it. I think it's the best time to have, and this is me being, same again, Bulldog mentality in your face. I think it's the best time to have mental health problems because of everybody coming out. It's okay to talk, blah, blah, blah. But I think it's the worst time to have it because people are relying on it. So they're having a bad day. I got anxiety.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
They got anxiety. It's like, it's
a really fine line, isn't it? Where you can't call people on it, can you? Do you know what I mean? So it's like you say,
exactly.
Some people,
me. Let's talk about mindset. So this is what Bulldog mentality is all about. Mindset. It's called hypochondriosis. So Maretti Therapy is a book that I read, and I love the way he went about it. It was a book that was wrote in 1950s, and he called it in 1950s. He said, anxiety-based disorders, this is how it's going to go. In the 2000s, he said, people are going to be going to the doctors, and doctors are going to be basing it, diagnosing people the same way.
Yeah.
So, for example, if you've got cancer, what do? You have chemo. If you've got anxiety, and anxiety is 1,000 different things. It's not one tablet. Not one tablet.
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
The way it's done is like crazy to me.
It's not one tablet.
Yeah.
So it's called hypochondriosis. Okay, so it's like somebody is a hypochondriac. I got a flu. I got a cold. I'm bad. They're the same with anxiety.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't go in Tesco, or they've heard somebody speak, or they're afraid of fear. Fear is it's a false. Fear is false. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It's
built up in your mind.
It's fear, false evidence that appears real. Like Paul said about it. It is. You know what I mean? Yeah, and that's the thing about the cold water. The cold water therapy. I don't like it. I despise it. You get in the cold water and it's unbearable, and you realise you can handle it for 15 minutes. People with anxiety, same thing. They think they can't go into, they got social anxiety, they can't go and talk to people. Well, I know it's a bit harsh or anything like that. Go and talk to people. Yeah. So what I done, when I was in my house and I didn't want to talk to people, I'd physically go and talk to people.
Dive deep into what's hard, because that's the only way, that's the place where growth is, isn't it?
Exactly. And it's a bit harsh and a bit obviously in your face, and it's a bit thing. But obviously, you would take into account the person's situation. If somebody phoned, you'd know who you'd be harsh with, and who could deal with this and who could deal with that.
It's all individual, and like you say, it's not one drug. It's not one drug. Everyone's individual. Some people need exercise. Some people need a better diet. Some people, like you say, just need to cut their coffee out in the morning. Yeah. Like, what a difference all them things can make. Yeah. And like, I'm so up and down with it. Do you know what I mean? But I know when I'm having a bad day, I can pretty much pinpoint why. And that's perfect. As long as you can accept you're having a bad day. Yeah, like I can look at it and be like, well, yeah, I haven't run for 2 days. I fucking had a pizza.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, I wouldn't advise. I'm not saying everybody needs to do this, but what I will do. I posted it the other day. I didn't plan my morning, and I didn't do it on purpose. Like when I said I sabotage my days, I didn't do this on purpose. I actually messed up, and I felt like shit. So I made myself run a mountain as punishment.
Yeah.
Because it's nobody else's fault. People have got to stop blaming other people as well. And this is the thing that I'm going to be coming out, and people are not going to like it. Everybody you'll have on is going to be, oh, I'm sorry, I don't feel sorry for you. I'm sorry, like, I don't feel sorry for you. You were the one that can change your life. I speak to some females, and the excuses that pours out of their mind, out of their mouth, the excuses that pours out of their mind, and I just think, you need to do this for your daughter. I'm one of them. I'm a guy who could give you 10 years of excuses. Now, I just think, what was I doing? I'm the one that's still living at home with mum.
Yeah.
I'm the one that is blah, blah, blah. No more excuses. I'm the one that's gone from this job to that job to this job. No more excuses. I'm giving 120% to everything I do so my mother can retire whenever she wants and I can look after her. I can do that. No more excuses. Do you know what I mean? I'm anxious in the morning because I didn't set out my day. And that's my fault. Do you know what I mean? And obviously, if somebody phoned me and said, oh, obviously, I deal with this all the time, especially now, I'm still learning. Like I said, it's a fight. Bulldog mentality and all this is a lifelong goal.
Oh,
you know what I mean? I'm still learning. If somebody phoned me, I won't say to them, man up, do this, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, I take into account, put in the coping mechanisms, but it's like, if they are not doing them and feel bad that day or something, you know, they've got to take into account, it's you know what I mean, it's their fault.
Do you know what I think, though? Like, someone like yourself, who's a big character, and, like, people obviously like, and, you know, look like, you know, to a lot of people probably look at you and think, like, nah, like, you wouldn't be struggling. For you to come out and, like, say that, that's really going to open up to people who are, like you said, people message you this week who you'd never think would message you.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what it's about, is breaking down these barriers, isn't it? And, like, but yeah, definitely you've got to take accountability as well. Like, because that's where it's at. That's what Jocko's all about, isn't it?
Extreme ownership.
Yeah.
So, I stopped making excuses a while ago, and my life has just taken a turn for the worse. Like, I struggle, right? But the reason why I'm sitting here now and saying, I posted something a couple of days ago saying I'm actually smiling. I caught myself smiling because I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life.
Love it, mate.
That's because I found my purpose in life as well. Like, I love helping people. I could tear up. Do you know what I mean? And all my life I've wondered, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I this larger than life character? Why are my hands like this? Why am I 100 miles an hour? Why do I love speaking to, you know, everybody? Why do I love speaking to older generation? And that's because I was born to do this. And I'm not religious or anything like that, but this is why I'm here. To help people. It's to help people. And the more and more I do it, and the more and more I come across, and I speak, and blah, 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 and I put my videos out there, and I haven't even touched the surface yet. It's all for fun. Do you know what I mean? It's all for fun at the moment. As soon as I start going into it now, the feedback I'm getting is actually, it's unbelievable. And the more I'm digging into the mind, like a perspective, okay? So take this for this perspective. I love this story. So an older guy, a widowed man, went to a therapist, and he said, you know, I've lost my wife. I'm in so much pain. I don't know what to do. So the therapist just switched it on him. He said, so I tell you what. He said, okay, so how would you feel if your wife died? If you died and your wife still lived? He said, oh, awful. She'd be in this pain. Said, exactly. Every time you wake up now and you feel in pain, the reason why you're in that pain is because you were taking that pain away from her.
Yeah.
And every day he woke up from that day on, by the way, he didn't need another session.
Yeah,
his session was done.
Mindset, mate.
When he woke up and he realised the pain I'm in missing my wife, the reason for it and the purpose for it is because she doesn't have to feel that pain.
Yeah.
It's just life twisted round. Do you know what I mean? It's your mindset.
It's perception. Like,
perception.
You can look at something, like I look at things now which I used to hate, and I'm like, you just need to flip it and tell yourself you love it, like, and things change. Like, and it sounds crazy, like, oh, just tell yourself it's good. Just tell yourself it's good.
It works.
it works. Like, it's so simple, but
It
if
works.
you found me like 2 years ago and I was watching your videos and
Yeah.
like other people's videos telling me things like what I'm saying now, I'd be like, bullshit.
Yeah.
You find it when you need it, don't you?
It's the law of attraction, like the law of attraction. And I used to listen to Conor McGregor, and he'd say, well, obviously, The Secret, innit? I've read all the Secret books. I just ordered The Power. Just read that, and same again. If you told me that 5 years ago, God, that's bullshit. Do you know what I mean? But Conor McGregor visualised it, but it's the same again. It's not just visualise; it's purpose. If you haven't got a goal in life, where are you going?
Yeah.
If you haven't got a purpose in life, where you going? That's what I was like, and it's your perspective and your perception of everything. But you need to wake up, like I said, wake up in the morning, and you need to sit there, check in with yourself, and you need to think, right, what if, give yourself gratitude. Like I said, even though I'm this guy who says you need to do something about it, blah blah. You still need to give yourself self-love. I live by the 80-20 rule. I fast. I intermittent fast.
Oh, cool, yeah.
And same again, I'm not going to go into the details and stuff like and why you should do it, blah, 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 because same again, it depends on the individual. I would never say everybody should intermittent fast. It works for me. Somebody tells me they daily routines, what they want in life, blah, blah, then it'd be different. I intermittent fast. But in the morning, obviously, wake up and you give yourself gratitude, you give yourself self-love. And like I said, the 80-20 rule in food, I believe you should be strict, but you need 80% strict, 20% give yourself. If I want a pizza on a Wednesday night, I'm having a pizza.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it's the same in life. You need to be, I believe, you need to be disciplined to the core, but then you need that time where you just think, do you know what? I'm going to have a day in the house. I'm going to watch Netflix all day. I'm going to relax. I'm not going to go for that. Do you know what I mean? You
not going to feel guilty about it.
And I'm not going to feel guilty about it.
Because that's when the spiral happens.
Exactly. Like, but same again, earn your luxuries.
Yeah.
One of the videos I do. So if I look after children and care. So I can't talk about my job because it obviously is yeah. So I have days off. So I'm not a 9-to-5 guy. So my day off would be written out. But say now I want to watch a podcast or film, I'd earn that luxury. So 4-5 o'clock would be earned. I've got to get up. I've got to do this, do that, to earn my movie, to earn my film. Earn your luxuries. Do you know what I mean? And that's a massive thing that works for me. And that video got a lot of feedback as well. Was you earn your luxuries? You've got to be strict on yourself. You've got to be like, you've got to get yourself to bed at these times. You've got to switch yourself off.
It's for you, isn't it?
It's for you. And self-love, people think self-love as well is about loving yourself, blah, blah. Self-love is all of it. Self-love is all of it. Self-love is going for that run.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I watched like a Will Smith video before. I don't know if you've seen it. But he was talking about like, if you could tell someone the best advice to how they could feel better, then just switch it around and do it to yourself.
Yeah.
Because you're not doing it, like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. The best one I love is David Goggins, the accountability mirror. And he looks in the mirror. He's a bit harsh, like, you know what I mean? And he says, like, but he's right. He's right. Like, what are you not happy about? I'll sit in my house. I'll sit in my house and I'll think, right, I'm having a bad day today. Right. What's negative about my day? And I'll write down all the negatives about my day. And then do you know what I'll do? I put an arrow and it boils down to one thing. I've automatically eliminated 15 problems in one by writing it down. Another thing I advise people to do, or when you've got a diary and you write your stuff down, don't do it on your phone. Because what happens is you go on your phone, ping, 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 ping. Don't do it on your phone. Pen and paper is your best friend. I live with pen and paper. It's therapeutic to write as well. It gets you in the zone. Same again. Like you gotta have self-love. Like I'm I'm lucky. I've never had a problem with self-esteem. I'm me. I'm me. Like, I look this way. I am this way. Simple as. Some women or some men might not feel that way, but that's when the kindness comes into it. You have got to sit there and be right. This is who I am. This is my qualities, and you want to be proud of your qualities. You can't change who you are. You know, give yourself self-love, give yourself gratitude, and people will they'll sit there and they'll dwell on the things they can't change, as in, you know, visibility, features. And it's like, you've got to be kind to yourself. You are you. Nobody can be you. You know what I mean? And be the best version of you. Do you know what I mean?
A lot of the time as well, you're worrying about what someone else thinks of you. Doesn't actually give a fuck.
Doesn't care. Doesn't give a fuck.
They're worried about themselves.
Doesn't care.
You're worried about them, worried about you. They're just worried about themselves.
You know, a lot of people to beat themselves up about so much stuff. I remember I used to be terrible for meeting somebody, and because I'd have this big persona of people thinking that I was, you know, well, I know he's a big personality, he knows this, he knows that, and the conversation we'd have would dwell for 2 days. Oh, did I say that right?
Oh, mate, 100%.
Do you know what I mean? I used to, okay, but this is the same again. This is the same again. I used to leave my house and feel uncomfortable in my t-shirt. And I got to be honest, I'm not in bad shape. Do you know what I mean? I'm not in bad shape. I used to leave the house and be uncomfortable in my t-shirt, and I used to speak to people and think, oh, did he think, when I was bodybuilding at the time, did he think I was big? And I look skinny, and it consumed me. Yeah. But then, that's silly. But what do you do about that? You add discipline. If you think, you know, if you think that you're not looking good, what are you going to do about it? Yeah. What are you going to do about it? Do you know what I mean? What are you going to do about it?
Either, like, give yourself that self-love you were talking about, or, like, change it, innit?
The amount of people, the biggest issue that I do have as well, especially coming from the Rhondda Valleys, is the weekends. So the amount of people who phone me on a Monday, Tuesday, oh, I'm depressed, I'm sad, blah, 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 this, I'm fat, or I'm out of shape, blah, blah. I said, what do you do on the weekend? I drank Saturday. So right. First of all, you need to stop drinking. What have drinking got to do with the weight? Everything. Everything. You got to stop. You got to stop your drinking. You got to stop your partying. 4 weeks. 4 weeks of doing nothing. A clean weekend. Same again. If you want help, I will give you tasks to do. On the weekend, I will give you tasks from Friday to Sunday, you know, daily tips, daily stuff. And I mean, like, you know, proper things like, you know, writing tasks and not physical tasks. This is the difference between a PT and a mindset coach or a life coach or anything like that. Do you know what I mean? It's completely different. And they need to change their habits on the weekend. As soon as they do that, then they can start doing things. But the amount of people who are drinking on the weekends and getting house parties and blah, 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 and eating takeaways, and they moan week after week after week. And then me personally, it does wind me up. And it's just like, do you know what I mean?
See it, can't you?
I can't help you anymore. Like,
I've been there, like, you know, on the weekends and all, going out getting pissed, eating shit. And, like, honestly, it's weird. I don't know if you felt it. You probably went out and got pissed and stuff.
I was. That's what I ruined my life. I was bad. Yeah,
you know,
I was bad.
When you stopped, did you feel like? For me, it took a while, I mind, but like,
yeah.
I hadn't dealt with my emotions for so many years through blocking them with booze. Yeah. It all comes to the surface when you stop. Yeah. Did you find that? Like,
that's what happened. So, that's what happened to me when I was 30. Like I said, when life slowed down, all the ADHD and all the 100-mile-an-hour was fine because I was constantly partying.
Suppressing
so it was boom, boom. And then when I was Monday, then Tuesday, Thursday, I was sleeping to catch up. So I never really dealt with my emotions, never really sat down, right, what's the issue? And what the issue with me was, I sleep like a baby. And this is another thing with Bulldog mentality. Right? People don't realize that what you done last Tuesday affects what you done today. It's all one circle, all one
dominoes, isn't it?
circle. What you ate last Tuesday, what you trained last Tuesday, what you missed last Tuesday affects today. And what I dialed down to was I struggle in the mornings, hence why I set all my clothes out. So when my eyes open in the morning, I have a rush, and I'm 100 miles an hour, and my mind goes bump, 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 bump. That's why I have to put all the coping mechanisms in the morning. But then the reason why I realize then by studying and reading books, whatever, the reason why I sleep so well is because I've hit all my achievement needs.
Yeah.
So by the time 7 o'clock comes, I've trained 3 times. I've gone to work. I've done this. I've done that. So that's why 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock is never a problem for me, because I have hit all my achievement needs and my self-esteem needs, psychological needs, by 7 o'clock.
It's not
and people,
around.
Yeah, and people are not doing that. They're not doing that. They're winging their days. And it's people who suffer. There's people out there who are fine, and they just go on by life and they find great. Good call them, great.
I'm happy for you, like.
Great, yeah, great.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. I still believe they're only using 40%, like as Gorgon say, 40%, 50% of their potential.
Yeah.
But they're great, yeah, great on you. Some people can't. Do you know what I mean? Some people can't do that. Like me, I can't.
No,
Like I keep saying, I've got, apart from my own property and things like that, I've got everything you need to be happy.
Do you need that?
Do you know what I mean?
Do you need that? Like,
do you know what I mean? Success, everybody validates whatever. Success is different to everybody else. Success, some people think success is a house, a boat, or a yacht. I think success is obviously striving for goals, waking up, being happy. For me, it is. If I can wake up and be content and be happy through the day, that's success to me. Do you mean?
Keeping your inner peace, keeping them demons at bay, innit?
Yeah,
and like,
yeah,
mate,
yeah.
That's what it is for me as well. It doesn't matter, like, about what house, what car, because I could have all that and I know I'd still feel like shit.
No. Yeah, exactly.
I could have as much money as you wanted, like that ain't going to make me happy. And I know that now. Years ago, I didn't know that. Genuinely didn't know that.
No, same.
I just thought like, oh, what do you mean you're not happy? Like, obviously, I think to a degree it's going to help, innit?
Of course.
With certain things, like just less stress, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could be I can see how you could be unhappy.
It's like they say, they say the old saying, I'd rather cry in a Lamborghini than a Ford. That's bollocks. That's bollocks. If you're in a dark place, it doesn't matter what car you're in. You know what I mean? You're in a dark place.
I think the more you've got as well, the more you're like, why do I feel like this?
Why?
And you probably feel like you can't open up even more because you feel like everyone from the outside is looking at you like you've got the world. Yeah,
and it's the same again. Back what I just said. Earn your luxuries. If we're talking about cars and houses, imagine you've worked your fucking ass off, then you buy a car. Now we're talking different ball game. Do you know what I mean? But going back on what you said there, that's exactly what I was like. It got to a point where I was sitting in my house, in my mother's arms, crying, and I had everything. I had everything, and it was, why am I feeling like this? And it was because my mind, and it still does to this day. Do you know what I mean? Like Tyson Fury says, you think that I've beat mental health. I haven't beat mental health. I just got a lid on it.
You're maintaining it. Sundays
are the worst days of my life, he says. Do you know what I mean? Because I can't train, can't do that. It's the same as me. If I haven't got my days set out, it's going to be a bad day. It's going to be a bad day. But I won't allow that. Like I keep saying, anxiety, depression, fatigue, I won't allow it to beat me. I won't allow it, because in the mornings, I'm ready. Everything is ready for me. I'll go home tonight now, and tomorrow I'll be ready. Today, I woke up, I done an hour of jiu-jitsu. I went down 2 hours of, I forgot the name of it, Amatango, I believe, yoga. My uncle Luke, hot pod yoga, 2 hours hot pod yoga, went home, cold shower, couple of press ups, blah, 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 drove here. Tomorrow will be same again. I'm off work for a week. Tomorrow, same again. It'll be a day. Wake up in the morning. I'll go for a run in the morning. Smile with Kyle wants to do number 2 podcast. Do it with him. But it's about keeping myself busy. But that's because I make it. I'm not allowing it. Do you know what I mean? Back anxiety, it's not beating me. Do you know what I mean? It's not beating me, and you can't beat it. It's not if you can't beat it.
Oh,
you need to take control.
Yeah,
you need to take control, and that takeaway you have, that night out you have, it all adds up.
And for a lot of people, especially me, I always had it in my head, right, when I was drinking and stuff. This weekend I'm going to stop. This weekend I'm going to stop. But the people, like, I love all my friends still.
Yeah.
No problem with any of them. It's me, do you know what I mean? But you surround yourself with it, and it's hard to get out. You definitely need to, like, try and break out the mold.
Yeah.
And maybe, like, you will lose friends along the way, guaranteed. Like, but
so I'm known for breaking ties and the circle. I done a video on the circle, and I think I had 130 messages. And I'm massive, and I will be pushing and pushing and pushing. The amount of people who I say straight away, like I say, if somebody phones me, says, "Kind of want help," don't bear in mind now, we talk for an hour before I start giving them, you need to do this and bash, you were fault.
Straight Goggins on them,
do you know what I mean? I'm a deep person. I talk about them. We go through their issues. You know what I mean? I explain they're not alone. We go through everything. You know what I mean? But you know, and I say to them, right, what's your circle like? And I even give people tests. I test people, right? So anybody listening now, do this. Message one of your friends or a couple of your mates and say, look, I'm not coming out Friday. I'm reading a book or I'm studying, and see what they say. If they come back with, you're a pussy, or you're boring, or they know you're fucking mate. So if you say to, or somebody who's struggling actually opens up to their mate and says, I'm struggling, I'm really dealing with bad anxiety, I'm dealing with depression, I'm down, I'm my weight, I'm really feeling low, I don't think I'm worth anything. And then they say, right, come on, let's go down to the pub. Leave them. Yeah. Leave them.
Come on, you faggot.
Leave them.
Yeah.
And I mean, fucking leave them. Family, doesn't matter if it's your brother, doesn't matter if it's your sister, doesn't matter if it's your cousin, your best friend who you've been friends with for 6 years of age, I will leave them. Leave them. If you a circle, like I said, is not pushing you to do better, is not asking how you are, is not taking the piss out of you. Obviously, you need banter, you know, as in taking the piss out of you.
I know what you mean, yeah.
I've said to the boys, I'm gonna be a motivational speaker. I'm gonna be asked to go to kids' homes. I'm going to be asked to go into schools. I'm going to be asked to go into hospitals. I'm going to be asked to go into prisons, and I'm going to be asked to do motivational speaking in the next couple of years. Watch. And the circle I got now was saying, great.
That's what you need, like.
That's what you need. That's what you need. And then I got another group, just laugh. And I'm like, it's okay.
They don't get it.
Don't get it. I don't need that.
Mate,
I don't need that.
You know, you saying it though. Like now here, the world's going to see this, like, and whatever.
Yeah.
That's manifestation right there. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It ain't going to happen if you ain't saying it.
No, it's not.
No way.
It's not. And like I said on the video as well, so people who know follow me and on the circle video, it says on there. So my cousin, me and my cousin are very, very close, really close. And because like I said, I had an issue with drink for 10 years and whatever else. I'm learning myself now to be around people and keep my drink to a minimum. My goal for next year then will be to go out in the city centre and not drink and just enjoy the night, blah, blah. And it's all in place. I've got goals myself. Do you mean, like I said, I'm still learning. I'm not perfect. But my cousin will see me on my second glass of wine, and then the coffee will be there then, or the water. That's somebody you need.
They care about you.
He cares about my goals. He knows what I'm going to be like on the Monday. And do you mean? And like I keep saying, it's not harsh. Like I'm deadly serious. I don't care if you've been friends with him since you were 7 years of age. Get rid of him. Get rid of him. Like if you're in your 30s, especially, you want growth and you want good things in your life, you can't get time back. Like there's a saying, itchy go. It's a book I read, and it's about you can get money back, you can get things back. You can't get time back. Yeah. You can't get time back. You can't get today back. You can't get tomorrow back. You're 30 years of age, blah, blah, and your friends are dragging you down, and your family are dragging you down, constantly asking to lend money, constantly dragging you out. And when you've said no, accept that you've said no. Do you know what I mean? If I say, look, boys, I don't fancy coming tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. But unless it's something like cold water, unless it's something like training, I don't want somebody who says, I say, oh, boys, do you know what? Should we have a Chinese tonight? Nah, we go in jiu-jitsu. We go in wrestling. Class. Man up, Kyle. That's a different type of thing then. Do you know what I mean?
They're pushing you into positive things.
I don't want a circle that's making me comfortable. I want a circle that's constantly pushing me. I'm lucky again because I'm constantly around black belts. I'm constantly around people who are just freaks, my uncle Lou Long, Edges, my mate Jack, obviously Jamil is a person doing really well, Jamil Fitness. I'm around them constantly, so I'm around people who are realistically better than me, which is I'm constantly
similar goals as well.
Similar goals, like, you know what I mean. So, but that's a massive thing with Circle, like, and where I'm from in the Rhondda, I'm guessing most people see as well. People cannot get out of it. People cannot leave their friends because they think they're not loyal, and they won't let them go. It takes 3 texts. No, I'm not coming out. And so me personally now, once I see that, but you've gone boring, I'll delete them.
Yeah, and right, a couple of weeks down the line, like if you say no for a few weeks, they're not there anyway.
No,
They've moved on to the next person they're texting to go out.
I don't speak French. I don't even speak to him anymore. Yeah, it's not how are you. It's gone from calling me a boring bastard to not even how are you anymore. Do you know what I mean? It's and it's absolutely massive. Your circle is massive. Your routine in your life is absolutely fucking hell. It's substantial. It's impeccable. It's impeccably the most thing you can do in life is your routine and your circle. It's absolutely massive. And what people don't realize as well, I was speaking to my little cousin, and she was great. My little cousin spoke to me last night, funny enough, and she was saying kind of gone lazy, blah blah blah, and she acknowledged it was really intelligent what she was coming. She's a vegan as well, and even her food that she was saying. She was telling me what she was going to do, what she should do. I said, you're telling me already.
But
I said, and I tell you another thing people say, I can't get to the gym. It's no excuse. Do burpees in your living room. Do burpees in your living room. Do you know the amount of times that I haven't been feeling good? I'll just do 100 burpees. Yeah. Just, I'm an endorphin chaser.
You never regret a workout like?
No.
The one you didn't do.
It's impossible. Yeah. It's impossible to have a workout and feel bad.
It is.
I challenge anyone to go and have a workout and feel bad.
I'm with you there. Like, it's been life-changing for me. Like, it's been life-changing. I trained for years in the gym, like, when I was younger. Then I stopped for like a year. Then I just started feeling down and I couldn't put my finger on it. It was so fucking obvious. The second I went back to training.
Obvious.
Boom, new person again.
I got my first gi. So I've been wrestling for 15 months. I've been doing jiu-jitsu, no gi for about 4 or 5 months. So still a puppy in the game. Bit of Thai boxing for couple of months. But I actually bought the gi. I got my first gi jiu-jitsu tomorrow. I don't want to do it. I hate gi, but that's why I'm doing it, to get out of my comfort zone and appreciate the effort after it. Get uncomfortable to be comfortable. The saying, like. The whole thing with the cold water therapy on the Saturday, it's nothing to do with the benefits of the cold water. It's about realizing that I can go up the mountain in 2 degrees and go and sit in ice cold water for 15 minutes and come out smiling. I'm not going to do nothing this week that's going to be as hard as that. If I can go and do that, bit of anxiety is not going to go. Do you know what I mean? It's if I can go and wrestle with loads of boys, blah blah blah. Nothing this week is going to be as tough as that. You've got to push yourself. You've got to push yourself. And like I was saying what my cousin was saying, what she needed to do, and she said, "Oh, the gym." I said, "You need to just do it in your living room.
Yeah.
You need, it's horrible. Like, you think Jocko Willink wants to get up at 4. You think he likes it. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, I got a week off this week, and I'm not saying I'm perfect. I slip some days, blah, blah, blah. I got a week off this week. I could sleep till 10. But no, I get up at 7 for no reason, because it's discipline. I'm up at 7 because discipline equals freedom. I get up at 7 and I've done what I needed to do, and I look at the clock and it's 12 o'clock. And like I was saying earlier, I'm going to do a video on it, why I fell in love with the discipline equals freedom. I actually knew what he meant. After 2 weeks of doing everything on my to-do list, I sat in my living room for the first time, getting up, and I walked to the coffee machine. I was drinking coffee in the morning at the time. And after about 10 minutes, I thought, I got no anxiety. I'm free.
Yeah.
And I cried. I thought, this is what he means. It means freedom. All that 2 weeks of getting up, doing that mile, doing this, doing that for work, staying the extra late in the office, doing that. This is what it means.
Yeah.
And I sat there with no anxiety, and I played on my phone, and I was just like, I was free.
No guilt, no nothing.
I was free, and I scrolled Instagram for an hour. I watched a movie, and I was just no anxiety. And I just thought, I'm free.
When you don't do it, like on a Sunday, sometimes in my head, I'm like, I'm going for a run today. But if I don't do it straight away, like I'd much rather get up 6 a.m. and do it, my day's sorted. Whereas otherwise, I'm waiting around all day. I'm sat on a sofa with my missus. And like in the back of my head, I'm just like, what the fuck you doing? Like,
you know you've got to do it.
What you doing? Like, what the fuck you doing? Come on, you've got to fucking do it. Like,
you know you've got to do it.
I'm just letting myself down all day.
I'll be honest. Like I'll never lie. I've only now started making my own fucking bed for the last 6 months. And you know, now I can't leave. It doesn't matter what time I get up. I cannot leave without doing it. I cannot do doing it. It's become a thing now where, and do you know, when I get back home and it's done, do you know what I mean? And it's simple things like that. It's simple things like that. And I physically can't, I'll get out of bed and I think, do you know what? I've got a lot on this morning. I'll do it later. And I don't even get to the door.
Sloppy mentality, and you can't hack it. Like,
don't even get to the door. Yeah. It's like, nah, I've got to do that now. But that's the little things you got to do in life. So like, my day will be so. I was supposed to have an operation. I won't go into massive detail. I was supposed to have an operation because they thought my hernia had come back, etc., etc. It didn't come back. It's just scar tissue. So I had some neural injections, and I only had to do a week of not doing nothing. And like you said earlier, a week of no exercise, I felt it. But Bulldog mentality, I posted on Instagram as well, one of my days. The day was set out as if I was in a work environment, up at 7, hour of revision. Pick a topic. I'm learning about the nervous system, the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous system. Obviously, the parasympathetic is obviously is easier when you digest, same as the 80-20 rule. So when you're parasympathetic, that's when you need to slow down and you need to learn how to deal with when you're in parasympathetic mode. Take your time. That's when you're chilling. And when you're sympathetic, that's when your adrenaline is rushing, things like that. That's why I delegate an hour to learning about the nervous system. Then I would say I want 6 chapters of a book I'm reading. Then I would send emails. Then it'd be 3 o'clock, podcast, hashtag or whatever in my book, earned luxury. But I wouldn't watch that podcast until I've done my tasks. Yeah. But when I sit down and watch that podcast, I've earned this.
And you're in the moment with it then as well,
I'm in the moment with it. I've earned it. But that's in my mind. That's my mind that's done that. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I've made up my own work day. I've made up my day. Do you know what I mean? I've completely made that in my head. And in my head, I've made it. And that's what people need to start doing. Like I said, with you. Like I said with the lady with the dressing gown. She's stay-at-home mom, etc. And obviously, I couldn't say much. I had to deal with something, and this happens a lot. I had to deal with something that's in-house. Can't go to the gym, can't do that. So that was the way to go about it. Do you know what I mean? Was you in the dressing gown, and like, it's mad. It's all in your. It's all in your mind. What your mind can make, and you were living in it. You're living in your mind all the time.
That's why I wanted to have you on, mate, because I seen like all the stuff you're doing, and like I look at all the books you're reading and all, and I'm like, fucking hell, like, do you know, I'm into all this sort of stuff, but like, you know, I'd say you're further down the journey than I am. Do you know what I mean?
And then there's people further down than me. Yeah. But what I've learned about myself as well, which same again, which I can be really happy about, is I've learned humility. I've learned to accept humility. Where before I used to think I have to be this, be that. I've learned humility now. Nobody's above me. Nobody's underneath me. I've learned that I can't do this. I can be humiliated in public because I'm this guy. I am who I am. I've accepted that. And I've learned that, you know, I am this guy who's... And somebody texted me, and it was an old school friend messaged me, and it was one of the best messages that stayed with me. And she said, I could see past all your bravado in school, and you're very intelligent. And what's the word? When you're with your emotions, if not a female, what's the word?
With
yeah, and
empathetic. And
yeah, and she said, I knew you was that guy, and yeah, you know what I mean. And the more that's coming out now, the more people are taking to me, the more, you know what I mean? But now I'm diving deep into the mind and things like that. It's ridiculous. You're living in your mind 24/7, 365 days. And like I keep saying, if you want to be a better you have got to be on it 24/7, 365 days. You know what I mean? You have got to be. No ifs or buts, apart from the 80-20 rule. But I don't mean the 80-20 rule. Be strict for 5 days and go and sniff coke. Do you know what I mean? I mean, have a pizza, have a bottle of wine. Do you know what I mean? Indulge in a box of chocolates. Do you know what I mean? I don't mean go and be reckless. You need to be on it. If you want to be happy, you need to be on it all the time to be happy.
And allow yourself to enjoy it. Innit?
Yeah, and that's what I mean, the 80-20
because otherwise, if you're like 50-50, you're not even enjoying like the 50% of like the shit stuff you're doing.
No.
Because you can't enjoy it because it's just not doing any good for you. Like,
and the big thing is the checking in with yourself. So, and it's not just in the morning. I do it in the night. So I read a chapter of a book before bed, and I found it's amazing. And then what I do, I read a chapter of a book, put my book down, get my pad out, and I write what I've done good for the day, my thoughts for the day, what I'm going to do tomorrow, blah, 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 and I'll check in with that in the morning. It's the same again. You've got two people inside you. It's you who you want people to perceive you as and things like that. But then there's that person inside who really knows you. Did you do that mile? Did you do that today? Did you actually put 110% in today? Do you know what I mean? Did you actually do that? That's only you. And until you actually put yourself on a pedestal, you're not going to be happy until you actually know. Do you know what? I am somebody. Like I can do that. I'm doing well.
Be proud of yourself.
I'm doing well, but how do you get that? You got to do fucking well. You've got to put the work in. People are constantly looking at other people. Look at him. That can be you.
You can.
Just say it's going to be you. The mind is so powerful. I love it. This is another a philosophy. This I'll say terrible, but the guru who tells the story is great. So a gentleman or a man, we'll go with a man. A man walked into paradise. And he walked into paradise, and he thought, oh, it's lovely. And he walked around for a while, and he found he was tired, and he thought to himself, I'm tired. So all of a sudden, a bed appeared. So he laid in bed, and he fell asleep. And then he woke up, and he thought, oh, I'm hungry. Food appeared, and he thought, oh, Jesus, this is mad. So then he thought, oh, I'm thirsty. So drink appeared. And then he thought, what's going on? Yeah, There's got to be ghosts around here. What happened? Ghosts come. Oh, well, these ghosts are going to kill me. What happened? The ghost killed him. Whatever you think happens. Yeah. That's how powerful the mind is. Like I said, I slashed that story, but when he told it, so powerful it is. If you think of stuff, and going back to when I said about the hypochondriosis and stuff, talking about ghosts, if somebody doesn't believe in ghosts, they're not going to be scared of ghosts. If somebody doesn't believe in anxiety, they're not going to be anxious. Yeah. And this is the thing, what I meant by it's the worst time to have mental health, because it's getting smashed in your face all the time.
It's a weird thing, isn't it? You are what you consume, and you consume.
Yeah.
Like, it's a weird thing, isn't it? Because, like you say, mate, you're consuming all these anxious people.
Yeah. And what's going to happen now? Like I believe that, and which I'm going to push for, not so much mental health, because same again, and people might disagree, not so much mental health, but if you're teaching mental health in school, everybody's got mental health then. I think they should be teaching mindset. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Same as when people say people should be teaching business classes, because maths is not getting them anywhere. I understand they got to keep maths. I know maths, but nobody's teaching people how to save money, get in the mortgage, get on the property ladder, do this, do that. They should be teaching how strong the mind is, what you can achieve. Do you know what I mean? The powerfulness of the mind, because that will stop mental health. Not teaching people the mental health is out there, because what I'm finding, and I might be a bit harsh saying it, every Tom, Dick and Harry have got mental health problems. Yeah. And there are people out there who are generally fucking struggling real bad with mental health, really are. Then you've got somebody who just got a little bit of anxiety, you've got to change their routine, and they're fine. Yeah. But then they're on the sick.
They don't know about it, do they?
No. This is what I mean. This is what I mean, and this is what Bulldog mentality will be. It'll be pushing people to just, who are feeling low, who've got a bit of anxiety, who are feeling like this, feeling a little bit depressed. Like I said, people who've got real mental health problems, please go to a doctor and go where you need to go. But people who are just struggling, who feel a bit low, not feeling yourself, feeling a bit down, you need to address it, and it can be done, and that's what Bulldog mentality will be about. It'll be just switching little things, so simple. Do you know what I mean? And once I explain it to them, it'll be like, wow, my day is so simple. I do tough days in training wise and things, but it's so simple as in what I put in place not to be ill. Do you know what I mean? It gets to the point, Joe, I honestly, I can be sick because my body rushes so much. I can physically be sick through anxiety. Yeah. But what I've learned to do is that anxiety or that cortisol or whatever you want to call it, I can just use it. It's there. So either do some breathing and calm it down and realize that it's only a feeling, because that's all it is a feeling, or use it to my advantage. Go for a run. Do you know what I mean? Do some press-ups. Use it. But like I said, me personally, I started driving to Tesco. Do you know when I felt that I didn't want to speak to people? Yeah. I drove it to Tesco and walked in front of everybody. And then I thought, this is not even that bad.
Right? When you I don't know if you do ever do it, but sometimes I'm like, today I'm going to go around and I'm going to say hi to people, just simple, innit? Like people you never met, and just smile.
Yeah.
And what an impact that has on you, innit?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because
go on.
No. Well, yeah, I've been there a million times. I don't want to go to the shop. I'm walking in there. I'm fucking hell. Fuck yeah, I don't want to see them. I know. It's horrible. But do you know now? And I gotta keep saying this because it is now. I love it because that's who I am. Yeah. I'm the Bulldog. I'm known. I love being around people. You try and put me in a nervous spot. I love it. I thrive under uncomfortable positions. I love it. I love being in a room full of strangers. I love speaking to people. I love it. But I know when it got to a point where I didn't like it because I didn't know how to control it. But you know what I mean? I love it. I thrive off it. But I was going to say something. I was going to cut you off. What was I going to say about the
Oh, I've lost my chain of thought now. Lost my chain of thought.
It's all good, mate. It's all good.
Yeah. When we was talking about going to the shop and thinking people, so I used to put myself in uncomfortable positions, and you realise it's not that bad. Then it's not that bad. It's just you consume yourself with fear.
Yeah,
consume yourself with fear.
Keep telling yourself it's good, it's fine. I'm coping. I've got this.
Yeah.
Like when I'm like I'll be honest, I've fluttered in and out of it for years, like trying to meditate and stuff.
Yeah.
And like, sounds sad, I'm only a week in, like a good week in. Do you know what I mean? Now, I can already feel the benefits. Like I felt them before, I've done this before, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to start somewhere, and you've got to it just makes such a difference to me. Already.
100%. 100%.
Day one, I felt better.
You get people who will say, and this is one of my pet peeves as well. I can't meditate. I can't concentrate for 10 minutes. You're not allowing yourself to.
That's
do you know what I mean?
point
You've just told yourself. Yeah, that's the whole point.
It's fucking hard, like.
You've just told yourself you can't concentrate for 10 minutes. Do you know what I mean? That's your point. You need to, you need to sit there. But then, keep trying. Never give up, never give up. Too many people give up. Too many people give up, and the massive thing as well, which was massive for me, like I explained earlier. When I was talking about excuses, I was selfish. I was very selfish. Everything that I done, and this is another thing that I preach as well with people need to start thinking about other people when they do things. So if I wake up and say for example, somebody who've got a kid, somebody got a child, and their alarm goes off at 5 o'clock in the morning, and they got to go work to put food in the kid's mouth. When that alarm goes off at 5, they think of the child, and that's what you've got to do. I think of my mother now. Do you mean before it was always about me? That doesn't suit me. And never thinking once, well, hang on, if I work them hours or do that or get up that time and do that extra shift, that's actually more money to go in my bank to save for my house so I can help my mother when she retires. That never crossed my mind. That doesn't suit me. I was selfish. Yeah. I was selfish. And as soon as you start digging into that person that thinking about the people, like perfect example, if you've got kids, I haven't got kids, so you know what I mean? But you need to start digging in. When you feel low and depressed, you don't want to leave the house, you need to think, right, I've got to do this for my kids. I've got to do this for my parents. I got one life. I need to sort myself out. And it could be baby steps. Yeah. Baby steps. There's people out there who literally can't leave the house, and I feel for them. I want to help them. Please contact me. I really want to help. And they can't leave the house, and it consumes them. But they've got to do something about it, and there's ways around doing it. You know what I mean? Even if it's getting changed one day, not even leaving the door. Yeah. So if you can't leave the house and you're in your dressing gown, you can't leave, get changed. That's one day. That's number one step. Second day, walk to the door. Just walk to the door. Third day, open the door. Fourth day, walk out the door. Fourth day, walk up the street. It doesn't have to be massive things.
No,
do you know what I mean?
It's tiny things.
It's tiny things. It doesn't have to be massive things. Do you know what I mean? And it's tough. But you've got to do it. And like I said, it's not about you. It's about so much more. It's about the people who've invested in you. It's about everybody around you. For me, I'm talking about, because my parents, my grandparents have been so good to me. It's time I pay back. It's time I give them back on their investment.
Respect.
Do you know what I mean?
That's class, mate.
Do you know what I mean?
That's class, because I know when I'm feeling shit, I'll take it out on all the people who care for me, and they've been there for me. So like you're saying, you need to be better for them, innit? Like they deserve to have you at your best, because they give you nothing but, like, innit?
Exactly. Right. That's what I was, when I lost my chain of thought, that's what I was, I'm glad, that's what I wanted to bring up, because you were speaking about energy. So like positivity and what's wrong with the generation now and the Rhondda Valleys and everywhere is people. So if I speak to somebody like I speak to now with so much positivity, they don't know how the fuck to take me. Because people are so used to moaning that moaning has become a normal thing. And it's like, you can throw, within reason, you can throw anything at me and I will give you a positive answer. Well, I'm glad that happened. You know what I mean? Like the old saying, Jocko, good. You didn't get the job? Good. Get a better CV. Do you know what I mean? And people don't know how to take it, and I've lost friends over it because it's like I'm so positive and coming out with all this mindset stuff and stuff that I'm actually believing in. I've saved my life and changed my life and teaching people, and they're like, they just want to moan. They don't know how to take it, and people around you don't know how to take this positivity because they're so used to negativity. Do you know what I mean? And say you're around somebody, I don't want to be around people who are negative. If I'm around somebody who's beaming with positivity, it'll just lashes around the room. And if people are negative, and it's quite hard as well, especially doing what I want to go into, because a lot of negative people are obviously are contacting me because they're negative. But it's and I believe I've got the gift to just turn negative into positivity. Just the energy I give off. But you need to be around people who give that energy. And I'll walk out of a room. I will walk out of a room if there's any negativity there, because I don't need it. I don't need it. You don't need it. You need to be full of positivity, because it does. Yeah. People don't believe it. Poofs. It's energy. It's real. Energy is real. It's real.
I can feel it in you right now.
It's real.
Do you know what I mean?
It's real. People watch films. People watch documentary, and they get goosebumps and blah blah blah. It's because of positivity. It's real. But like, if you can make that a daily thing. I've got to a point where my body is waking up at 3-4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm writing stuff down, because I'm so excited and I'm so thinking about what I've just come into my head, what I've learned, blah blah, and I write. No, I keep a book by the side of my bed, and I just write it down, a positive thought that I've come into my head, and I'm just laying in bed, just beaming with a smile, because something I've read or something I've learned or something I've watched is I've come to my mind. And you need to be constantly around positivity as well. So when I keep saying to people, pen and paper is your best friend, you need to be constantly writing your things down. So every Friday, me and they know my cousins. One of them is my cousin, but we call it the Cuzzy group. The ones who do the cold water and everything. We do 3 gratitudes every Friday. So every Friday morning, we'll voice note each other, and we'll say what we're grateful for. And do you know, by the time the 4 of us have gone, poof, it's ridiculous. Oh, mate, I can only
imagine, because it's like...
It's ridiculous, but just because we do it on a Friday doesn't mean you can't do it yourself. One thing I would like to address, though, which I might do differently to other people, is you have to be positive all the time, but you have to be realistic. You can't just push the negative or slide it under the carpet. So what I like to do, the brain scientifically possesses 60,000 thoughts a day, right? So imagine how easy it'd be to think of 60 negative thoughts. They constantly just go around. Around. So what I like to do, if I'm having a certain day, sometimes I do it even on a good day. I'll think, I'm having a great day. There's bits and bobs I could change. So I'll get a pen and I'll write down 4 negative things, because like I say, it's a realistic world. You're going to have something negative.
Negative control.
Do you know what I mean? There's going to be something negative in the day, whether it's a flat fucking tire on your car. Do you know what I mean? I don't mean something, but write 4 negative things down, because obviously, after all, your brain possesses 60,000 thoughts. Write 4 negative things down, but then next to it, trump it 4 times with 5 or 4 positive things. and then you just laugh. You just laugh, like, you just, you know what I mean? And like I keep saying, you know, there's no reason why you shouldn't be practicing gratitude in the morning and in the night before bed and after bed. Just 3 or 4 things what you're grateful for, because you're constantly feeding your body and your mind positivity, and it's the same with food, same with everything. You need to be feeding. Your body's a machine. Everything you need to be feeding it needs to be positive. Your thoughts, your food, your water, your training, your circle, everything needs to be positive. And everything you eat, everything you do, you need to be thinking, right, before I make this decision, how is that going to make me feel tomorrow? So if I've got a day planned and I'm writing my day, I'm going to think, okay, so I'm going there. How is that going to make me feel on Thursday? And what I do now on a Sunday, every Sunday I do my week. Every Sunday is my week based on prioritizing it how it suits me.
Yeah.
So, for example, I give an example. Monday now is Andy's Man Club, but Monday is wrestling. So, and at the same fucking time. So, and wrestling is what I want to go into. I'm going to compete next year in wrestling, freestyle wrestling, a couple of jiu-jitsu courses, but I love wrestling. I've fallen in love with it. So, obviously, you can imagine missing that. But the last 2 weeks, I thought to myself, I want to be in that club. I want to be helping people. So, I don't care about wrestling. I don't care if I'm missing. I don't care about the coaches who are not there. I'm prioritizing tomorrow for Andy's Man Club.
Yeah. Next
week now, I've done 2 weeks for Andy's Man Club. So this week will be, for me, I want to wrestle Monday. But you need to prioritize, not for so-and-so down the street, not for your friend. You need to prioritize your week for you.
You can't give all your energy away. You need to keep some to keep yourself happy, because otherwise, if you're not in that good place, there's no way you're going to help them people at that club, is there?
No. And one thing I do as well every day is I do a kind thing. So every day will be my nan, take a fish to my nan, make a phone call, tell somebody I love them, ask somebody if they're okay, drop some cookies off to somebody, do this, do that. Every day will be a kind gesture as well. And I recommend everybody do that, because it makes you feel good. And people who are around you are not going to be around you forever. My nan is not going to be there. My dog is not going to be there forever. My mother's not going to be there forever. They could be taken away tomorrow. And same again, it's something that reality, it is going to happen. Make the most of it now. And when I was drinking and when I was doing lazy stuff and when I was drinking all the time, the amount of stuff I was missing out on, do you know what I mean? Now, it's literally Monday to Sunday, I'm getting shit done. Everything I'm getting done. 2021 is just going to be a next year for me, an absolutely next year for me. I plan on competing in 5 different comps, whether it's jiu-jitsu, whether it's wrestling. I plan on building a business. I plan on obviously doing what I'm doing with the children's homes and the homeless, and keep working that. It's going to be massive, and it's all because 110% going to every day. And if by picking choices beforehand, do you mean, how is that going to affect me? Do you mean, I look at everything now, everything. Somebody texts me, do you fancy going somewhere? I'll pause and I'll think about it. Right, how is that going to affect me? Blah, blah, blah. No. I'm not even going to give you an answer. No, thank you. I'll be polite. Obviously, I'm polite, you know what I mean? But I don't need to explain myself to you.
No. You've got to do you, haven't you?
Yeah, no. Yeah. I'm not coming. No, I'm not coming. No, thank you, mate. That's great. But no, I'll miss out, because this is going to be better for me. This is going to be better for me. And people need to prioritise their week for them, for themselves. And it's as simple as that.
What are you looking to do with the homeless? What's the
what I mean by what I mean by the homeless is, so I've recently come out of a full-time position. So my background is doors. I worked at doors, and I've done 5 years in children's homes. And worked with mental health for a year. So I've recently left the position because I want to build a business, and I want to work for a 0-hour contract, and I want to branch out to more children's homes and different things. So what I mean by that, I'm on a 0-hour contract now where I pick where I do what I want to do. And one of the companies I've just signed for do a lot with the homeless. So that's why I've signed for them for. Yeah. So next year, not even next year, Christmas time, every year, I've been in children's homes for 5 years, and I've worked every Christmas. I put myself down for Christmas because I want to be there for the children. I want to be there waking up because I got no children. It makes no difference to me if I'm home with my mother or not. I'd rather be there giving to the children and be there seeing their faces because they got no family, hence why they're in the place I work. And this year I'm hoping to be with the homeless, why I signed with the company. I also do, I volunteer to speak to old age pensioners with Re-Engage. I've done it twice. And then they text me saying, it was amazing. We're a bit full. We'll email you when we back up and running. But that was amazing. Was it? Yeah. I spoke to 2 gentlemen, and I didn't just do them a favour. They done me a favour. They're in their house. They're widowed. They got nobody to speak to. And like I said, I love it, mate. I love it. It's not something that I'm doing for people for a recognition or anything like that. I feel good helping people, and I don't know whether it's in my blood. I don't know whether it's genetic. I could tee it up now. I've got a feeling in my stomach. Just helping people just makes me feel good. I was speaking to two of these gentlemen. They personalities are just they were jokey. They were amazing, but like they give me an outlook on life, like what they went through, how they were brought up, and it's just like I got it made. Like, do you know what I mean? I got it made, and they thanked me, and they're on their own. Bless them, they're on their own in the house. Re-engaged, they put me in contact, and that was amazing. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting in with the homeless. Like I said, that'll be down to the company, because I've normally been stuck to one certain home. And now I want to branch out. And the 0-hour contract gives me time to really get involved in pushing Bulldog mentality out there and everything like that then as well. Right, yeah.
For me, it's a weird thing, like with the homeless, because I always been blessed. Do you know what I mean? Never found myself in that position. Yeah. I don't know anyone personally who's really been in that position. But like, I don't know what it is. I could, not that I could ever say I've put myself in their shoes, but I just look at it and I think, fuck, like, why is there people in this world when there's so much wealth that are in that position? Do you know what I mean? There's enough to go around.
Exactly why I want to dive into it. And the journey I'm on now, I will put myself in so much situations to read people. I'll tell you what I'm doing next week. I'm doing a diploma in body language. So it's an online course. And you get a diploma in body language. And so I'm doing that next Monday. But I'm putting myself in so much situations now to read people, just to see what people like. Same like you said then. Just get in the minds of the homeless. Why are they there? Yeah. You know what I mean? Are they doing it to themselves? Was it through depression? Was it through anxiety? Why are they there? You know. So it's a win-win again. It's like, you know, it's going to help them. It's working around them, but it's also getting to understand what's going on. Like I said, I love working with children and children because I get to work around so many teenagers and things like that. Like they all the teenagers love me. I get on them great, and it's an insight to read people and see what's going on and see the upbringing. And I don't think it's very healthy. The way the social media, I personally would hate. I'd be worried. I'd put a cap on it, but I'd be worried if I had children growing up in this era regarding self-esteem.
Definitely.
I think teenage girls have had it. They think that this is how you're supposed to look. The lips are supposed to be up. They're supposed to be, and they put in so much pressure on looking good that they know enjoying their youth. They're not embracing their actual beauty.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's real bad. It's real bad. And this is why the world is going the way it is.
So it's like such a vain world, isn't it? And
Yeah.
everyone's like tapping into that, like that's what they feel is important. Whereas, like, just if you could detach from social media, like, which is fucking so much harder doing it than it is saying it. Like,
I agree.
But I've cut my time down the last couple of weeks. Like I put like the timer on the app and stuff. And honestly, mate, just like you delve into you, not everyone else.
Yeah.
Like, take yourself out of the equation.
What I do 48-hour fasts. So, because I believe that, for me anyway, I believe that Instagram, I'm only on Instagram, so I can only speak of Instagram, is healthy and unhealthy. Same as food. You know what I mean? Food is unhealthy and healthy. You can use it to your advantage. I think social media is great because you can see people, it's motivational, blah, blah, blah. But also it can be your worst enemy. But I define myself on it and then I think, right, Kyle, now it's time. Bam. Another coping mechanism I like to do, which I know would help with people, is people don't like to go off social media because people can't get in touch with them. So I'm the same. My anxiety is through the roof if I don't do this. So what I will do is I've got to tell people. So I'll personally put on my story, right, time for a break, social media fast, bye. By that mechanism, by putting that in, I'm at peace because people know now that I'm off it. Where if I just went off it, I'd be thinking, I'll admit it. I mean, I'd be like, who've emailed me, who've messaged me. I'm getting better now. I mean, it doesn't even, you know what I mean? I can put my phone away. And honestly, so 48 hour and them fasts, I can do 72-hour fasts as well. Them fasts will let people know and make people realize that what they can do in 72 hours without their phones, how productive they can be, and when they go back on, they haven't missed fuck all.
Oh yeah,
do you know what I mean? They haven't missed nothing.
I think to myself, like, imagine someone from 10 years ago was frozen in ice and dropped into 2020 and put in a room full of people who aren't talking to each other, and they literally sat down staring at their phones. Could you imagine walking into that room and being like, what's happened to everyone? Like,
I know.
Fucking zombies, they're looking at their hands.
So, when was it? It was quite a long time ago. I think it was not a long time ago. It was July. It was about July. And the reason I'm looking at my Instagram, I'm looking at we went to Glenheath, cold water, and on the way back, me and my mate stopped in a restaurant, and we sat there, and we watched people, right? And there was a couple there. And we watched them. I love it. 57 minutes, they didn't speak.
It's crazy, isn't it?
They didn't speak. Their food come out. They ate their food. As soon as the food went, back on their phones. The waitress come, dessert, back on their phones. Phone down, ate dessert, back on their phones. And an hour went by, and that was a couple, got out to the house, and they were just on their phones, and I'm terrible for it.
I've been there, like,
do you know what I mean? I know, and that's the reason why I say to people, if anybody takes anything from today as well, that's why I say to people in the mornings, check in with yourself. And the reason why I say that, it's not just about checking in with yourself and seeing how you are. The main reason I say it for as well is because if you wake up and you're not in that good of a place, and you open Instagram and there's a guy who's been up training for 2 hours, or a girl who's in shape, and you've just woke up and you feel like shit, you're fucked.
Yeah.
You've started off on a bad note, and the most important part of the day is when you get up. You start the day right, you end the day right. It's simple as that. And another reason as well is you could open it up. Like I said earlier about writing your goals on paper, nor your phone. You could wake up only looking at the time, and that could end up being a 45-minute scroll, and you're laying in bed and you haven't got up and had your shower, your cold shower, or done this or done that and done that, and 45 minutes later you've just scrolled on Instagram. I do it
straight away. Yeah.
I do it. I'm not saying to people, singling. I'm a victim of it. Do you know what I mean? I'm a victim of it. I do it too often, but now I probably do it once a week because now I'm more stricter with checking in with myself, not touching my phone, and like I said, and you start to realise, Jesus, I haven't missed nothing. Like,
it's built to distract you.
Yeah,
it's literally
it is. Yeah,
it's like a drug itself. The phone is like one of the most powerful drugs you can come across.
I wrote to the boys on my group about aromatherapy machine. I went on Instagram. It popped up for sale. I was like, who's listening? Like,
They fucking got you, like, haven't they?
I was like, this is honest to God. Honestly, and and you know, another thing going forward as well, which I'm going to be, this is me as well. I'm going to be going is finances. So I want teenagers and I want 20-year-olds to start organising their finances better because I didn't. Because like I proposed up, like I said, don't do what I done and wish your life away. And obviously I spent on silly things. I never put money aside. I never thought that 30 would come and all this. And I'm, like I said, next year I'll be doing a couple of business courses and things like that because I need it. I need to get my finances in order and stuff like that. But the last couple of months I've been noticing, Jesus, what have I been doing all my life? I've been pen and paper again. Do I need this? Do I really need this? Do I need that? This is what I want. My monthly pay comes in, my income. Right. So I'm not going to buy what I want per day unless I come to the end of the month and I have this score left. Then I'll earn that. Where before it would be my pay's come in, bam, 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 bam. Do you know what I mean? So, but that's something I need to learn as well. But people, you know, teenagers and 20-year-olds and mid-20s, even people in their 30s and 40s, like me, for example, need to start getting a hold on their finances.
School, mate. Like,
and
the system is behind now.
100%.
Like, there's so much work to be done. Me and my missus talk about it. She's a school teacher.
Yeah, we are.
Primary school, like. Yeah. So I suppose the steps she's doing are necessary, like they got to learn the basics. But when you get to like secondary school, like I was always quite obsessed with money. Like I loved the thought of like earning money in business and like I loved it. Like when I was like 16, I had my dad take me, fucking found this random woman selling t-shirts down in Ringland in Newport. And I was like, fucking take me down there, I'm going to buy 200 quid's worth and I'm going to fucking come back and flog them. Like that's what I did. And I love that sort of shit when I was growing up. But like, I didn't know about mortgages, about rent, about how to like manage your money. Like you said, like writing, if you could write down your money, like, do you know what I mean? What you've got left, budgeting, like all that stuff is like so much more important than half the stuff you learn in like geography and history, because that's never going to apply to your life.
No, and like you said, you need the basics, and we're not talking about taking the basics away, but like how much of school life, like you said, how much of school life could they really swap, you know, this for a finance course, finance class, sorry, or a mindset, you know, class, or
life basics, like
you
how
know,
do you fucking iron a shirt, like,
yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, just anything, like simple things that build people. Like, I know you should obviously be learning some of this stuff at home and stuff. I get that, but also there's an element of you, for the people who maybe haven't got the structure, like they need to know that.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? And it's not something to be down upon. No. Like they need to build that in.
And it is what I like. If I relate this to school, I like what Denzel Washington says about. I love Denzel Washington. What Denzel Washington says about people in America who moan about the system, who moan about this. Oh, the system done me wrong, and he says no. It starts from home, so it starts at home.
Yeah.
Where was your father? And if you say you didn't have a father, well, where was his father? Do you know what I mean? It starts at the home. Same again. It starts at the school. It starts when you're a kid. Do you know what I mean? Everything starts from 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. If you can drill into these youngsters about like finances, mortgages, and you are gonna, they will have it, because like you said, it never crossed my mind. I'm 30. And only now, and I take responsibility, I take full ownership for being 30, and only now I'm looking at the house and looking into buying houses and blah, blah. I plan on travelling and things like that. I'm quite, same again, like I said, when I found my purpose in life, I don't believe that I was made for a 9-to-5 job. I don't believe I was here for a family life. I just believe that I'm going to be traveling the world. I just believe, that's what I believe. But still, that you know, money would be in mortgages and things like that. And I've never even thought about it until I'm fucking 30, like, because nobody, and my father and my brother have got seven houses they renting out, so they're on the property ladder and they renting out and they really switched on. But me being reckless, 20 to 30, and I mean reckless, you know what I mean? Really reckless. Can't really go into it because of my job, but you know, real reckless 20s, 30s, but it was never put into me like, you know, mortgage, like, or what you need to have a mortgage, to be accepted. You need to look at this, look at that. You need to be paying this.
Yeah, like this phone contract you didn't make payment on is going to fuck you. Like,
spot on, exactly what I was getting at.
Like, I know so many of my mates, right, when, like, they all, I'll be honest, when I was younger, like, I've done certain things. I never took, like, hard drugs, like A-class drugs or whatever, and loads of my friends, like, got into it and whatever, and to, like, fund it, they were taking out these phone contracts, which they were giving them 250 quid to phone contract out, and, like, they're all fucked.
Yeah.
Like, they can't, like...
One of my friends, oh bless him, one of my friends had everything, but his missus had $5,000 debt, so they couldn't have a mortgage because of the missus. Well, bless him, he was ready, busting for an house, and he had to help her pay the mortgage off for her. And, like, you know, you got a kid with somebody, you love her, you're gonna win her, but, like, because she had phone bills, silly wongas. Do you know what I mean? Little Wonga things and all stuff like that is crazy, man.
You don't think one little thing like that, they're not going to look at that? They are.
They are. But, like, it's the same again. It's all down to goals in life, and it's the same again. So, and it's like, it's all down to them goals in life. If you can get, like, I love to work with teenagers. That's what I'm going to be doing. Like, when somebody's 17, 18, 19, if you can just put that 10, 20 away, 30 away, and I want to drill into people, and teenagers of all ages, I think, drill into people to earn their luxuries. And when I say luxuries, I don't mean luxuries, cars. That is in the luxuries, but people don't realise what I mean by luxuries is feeling good.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's a luxury in 2021. Waking up and feeling good is a luxury. You have to work for happiness. You have to work to feel good. You have to, and that's the way it is. You have to, and the people who especially are struggling, you have to work to feel good. Like, and another thing, which is great, which is the same again, which I've dived into. So, do you know, by me or by a person setting goals, right? Say now, I set a goal for 2 years' time or 3 months' time. Even by pursuing them goals, it releases dopamine. So say now and I know it works, because when I write my list on a Sunday, I'm happy because I'm sitting there writing my goals, right? Jiu-jitsu on a Sunday, on a Monday, this on that. And by writing them down, I get a feeling. So it's a scientific proven. It's just by pursuing the goals, the mini goals for the big goal, releases dopamine. So you're winning by all accounts. Yeah. So by setting your week out, even little things, like Tidy Butt said, was saying about getting work on time, blah blah blah.
Oh, little things,
little things, and like I said, if you want to lose 7 stone, just by writing it down releases dopamine. Do you know what I mean? Because you're pursuing the goal, just by saying, right, by next year, I want to have saved $2,000. By writing it down and by saving 100, it releases dopamine. because you're pursuing it.
Yeah.
And that's a fact. Like, do you know what I mean? It's a fact. They there's another thing as well with mice. They put two mice. They put two mice in a cage, and they realised that the winner would go on to win. But what they started doing was pushing one of the mice to push the other one out. So the mice wasn't even winning on his own. He was getting pushed, but he thought he was winning, and he'd go on to win.
Yeah.
It's just positivity, and it's just positivity, and just releasing chemicals in the brain and everything like that. But you need to be setting goals.
You do, yeah.
You need to be setting goals. You need to be setting goals, and you need to be winning. Hence why I mentioned the mice for. Obviously, I didn't go off course. The reason I mentioned the mice was because obviously they win in, which allows them to go on and win. Do you know what I mean? And by setting goals every day, it could be little ones. Like I said, with couldn't leave the house, by going to the door.
One step closer every time.
That's pursuing a goal. Your goal might be to walk down the street. By walking to the door and opening it, you're there.
Yeah.
You're going forward. You're not going backwards. You're going forward. And that's another thing with people as well. They won't drink, or they'll go on the path and they'll be great for 6 weeks, and they think I've heard people speak about it. Do you know what? I've been good for 6 weeks now. I'm going to go on a bender. What sense does that make?
Yeah.
What sense does that make? To me, that makes no complete sense. It makes no complete sense. You know, once you're on the path, and that's that, and that is that. You're gonna need to be on that path, and if you really want to be a better you, you've got to put the work in. Like, you've got to put the work in. There's nobody in a million. There's nobody else out there who can force you to do it.
Can't do it for you. Like, no, you've got to do it yourself.
You've got to do it, and I will drill about discipline equals freedom, because that's what changed my life. That's what got me out of a rut, and that's the best way to explain it. Like, you've got to implement discipline. You've got to implement discipline. You've got to think about others. Like, you've got to think about others, because it's not just about you. If your parents or your daughter is seeing you low, it's a chain reaction.
It is ripple effect.
Ripple effect. Like we talked earlier. If you were down, and your daughter sees you down, she's going to be down. If you were a parent, or you were a friend, or another thing as well, if you got a partner, I split on my partner last year. I'm on this massive journey now, which girls are not even in the vicinity. If one pops up, great, but they're not in the vicinity. Same again. If your partner is negative and constantly coming in from fucking work moaning, it's gonna just vibe off her onto you. Do you mean? Same again, if you were coming in and you were moaning to your wife, it's not fair. It's not fair. You need to, and if you got a problem, I'm not a marriage expert or anything like that, but if there's problems in relationships, same as your circle, same as your parents, anything, the only way it's going to get resolved is sitting down. If you've got a relationship trouble, you need to be sitting down and saying, look, you're negative. You're bringing me down. How can we change that? And is there anything that I can do that pisses you off?
Help you, yeah.
Because we need to work on this. People give up. The amount of relationships I see on Instagram, social media, and it's just like, wait, what's going on? They're giving up, or they're rushing into things. But it's the same with everything. It rubs off. If your kid sees you moaning about stuff, they're going to moan about stuff. If your kid sees you giving up, your kid is going to give up. If your kid sees you spending ridiculously, your kid is going to spend ridiculously. You don't realize who's watching.
You're an influence,
and what rubs off. You need to be telling your children. I need to be telling your friends. You need to be telling people what they want to hear. They need not moaning. You need to be telling them good things, because it rubs off. You don't realize. They don't realize.
You've got to be the shining light of you. You've got to like. If you want them to be that, you can't be something else.
No,
like what you're doing now, putting it out there, telling people who you are, what you're doing. Like, hasn't always been this way. I've had to make the change in it. Yeah. Just telling them, like, and just being you now and just keeping going with it. That is what's going to make people do the change themselves and help. Like,
100%. I've even had to. But I realise communication is life. Communication is key, and I've even had to say to my mother, because I'm back with Mum for a couple of years when I looking to get a house as well. But me and my mother best friends. I love it. You know, I love it the bits. We literally like best friends. But I've had to sit her down and say, Mum, you need to just change the way you are, the way I described it. This is the best way to describe to people. Say now, and say I describe it because obviously I work in children's home myself. Say now somebody, one of your kids, or falls over and cuts their knee. You don't run to them and say, "Oh my, look at that!" Or you keep calm. And it's the same with anything in life. If I used to walk into my house and I'd be in a bad way, in a bad rip, and my mother'd look at the letter, or she'd say something and make it worse. And I'd be, Mum, do you know what I mean? You don't tell some, you don't tell somebody something's bad when they're already in a rip or whatever. Do you know what I mean? You need to, and I explained to her, this is how you need to just approach me, blah, blah, and isn't there anything you'd like me to do around the house that's pissing you off? Because, blah, blah, blah. And yes, and you know what I mean?
Let's help each other out, innit? And let's not take offence. Let's be able to talk about these things which you want to change openly without getting, defensive.
Yeah.
Which is hard.
Yeah.
Because no one wants to hear it,
No. It's, and how many couples out there will sit across each other and say what they don't like about each other and not get defensive. But that's the maturity of it. And that's how you push forward, is accepting your vulnerabilities, accepting your weaknesses, working on them. Because that's how you push forward. Yeah.
We're human, everyone's got them.
Yeah. Do you mean, like I said, I realised, I don't know the language or anything, but I was a prick. I was so selfish in the way I was with regarding people around me. My mother thinks, I know I'm a nice person, as I've never done anything bad to anyone, but I was, like I said, everything was about me. Everything was about me. But yeah, you need the positivity just lapse off people.
Yeah.
And I'm proof of that, because the last year I'm around my uncle, I'm around my cousins, I'm around people in an MMA gym, which is completely different to a bodybuilding gym. Let me tell you, it's special, and you get constant people who wanting to do good, constant people who are just positive vibes, like say, coming out with you, being around Kyle, constantly talking about being better. It's what everybody needs. And people need to stop moaning. And if they do moan, go fucking moan at yourself, in your accountability mirror, on your book. Go and have a moan on your own.
Yeah.
Go and have a moan on your own. Because don't moan at me. Don't moan at me. You can have a moan at me, get off your chest, and then I'll tell you how to get better. That's fine. But don't moan at your kids or anything like that, and at your friends, because it'll bounce off. And there's moaning. There's moaning as in I want help. And then there's moaning, fucking moan. Do you know what I mean? Negative. Sorry. So I not moaning. Moaning and negativity is different things, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's just speak this positivity into reality, innit? Let's speak it into reality.
Yeah.
Same as you with this talking, you're speaking it into reality. It's going to happen, And I believe in you. And
Yeah. No, like I said, it's I knew once it clicked, and I just thought, right, I'm 30, and I believe people need to just stop worrying as well. People need to stop worrying about what they're going to do. Because I know a lot of people say, oh, am I going to do blah, 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 blah. I agree, get stuff done. But if you're worried and think, right, you will find. Same again, positive thinking, believing you'll be where you're going to be. Because trust me, I'm living proof that I just job to job, just party to party, didn't really, and all of a sudden I'm 30 years of age and I finally know where I need to be, where I'm going, and I've got a drive. It's amazing. It's amazing. Like I said, I'm waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I'm writing stuff down. And what I realised then is all the anxiety and the problems I were having, I believe, was a gift. I don't
Get you
believe
to
it's
where you are
anxiety.
now.
I don't believe it's anxiety. I believe that it wasn't anxiety. Same thing, powerful of the mind. I don't believe that I've got anxiety. I don't believe that I was diagnosed with this stupid whatever. I believe it's the universe giving me energy. Because I can speak like this all day, every day.
It's giving you the gift to go forward.
Yeah. So I'm going to flip it around and say I don't even suffer with anxiety. I believe it was a gift that I can use to my advantage now, and I will be using to my advantage, and it's just going to get stronger and stronger and stronger. So I believe now, yes, like I said, I believe that, no, it's just, and it's same again, it's power of the mind, perspective. Have I really got anxiety? Am I really bad in the morning, or does that need to be used somewhere?
You're as bad as you tell yourself you are.
And I finally realised that that's why I'm full of energy. That's why I'm loud as fuck. That's why when I leave the room and somebody's met me, they never forget me. That's why I can't speak without my hands going up. That's why I'm this, because it's a gift. It's a gift that's been given, and now I've got to, like they say, the purpose of life is to find your gift, and then the meaning of life is to find your gift, and the purpose is to give it away. And that's what hit me. And like I said, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing.
Class.
And I love it. Great.
I think that's a great place to leave it, mate.
Yeah.
And, if you've got anything you want to say before you go, or where people can find you, man, just
like I said, it's we've covered everything but there. I could go on for hours and hours. We've covered everything but there off the top of my head. We just went with the topics. I'm on Instagram, the Bulldog. It'll be the Bulldog for a while. I'll be pushing Bulldog mentality on my account for a while. So yeah, find me on there, the Bulldog. Anybody from around the Current Taff, there's Andy's Man Club, which is a Smile with Kyle would have spoken about that. Is a peer-to-peer, face-to-face, over 18s male club where you can come, all confidentiality, all done. Come on a Monday, speak. It's amazing. That's every Monday, 7 to 8 in the Current Taff. Give me a message if you want to go there, sign in. And yeah, I'm the Bulldog, and just watch out for Bulldog mentality. It's be there.
It's going to blow up, mate.
Great. Yeah, great.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Legend.
you, man.
Cheers for coming in, man.
No problem.